So in my last video, I discussed how some people, young people, in an episode of Jubilee versus Mehdi Hassan, there were 20 of them, they claimed that whites are Native Americans, and it was absurd. Then someone commented and said, where do I draw the line on this issue? Arabs also conquered and colonized many lands in the 7th century and spread Islam. So in this video, I'm going to do a comparison between this is going to be a 2-episode video. I'm going to first talk about the Islamic conquest, then I'm going to talk about the European colonialism. Let's talk about Islam first. So in the 7th century, when Islamic armies invaded the Byzantine and Sasanian empires at that time, the empires had shown extreme oppression towards the inhabitants to an extent that they showed little to no resistance by the invading Muslims. In some cases, the Levant, Mesopotamia, and Egypt, Islam was actually a liberator, and it was openly welcomed by the local inhabitants. In addition to that, the Islamic armies had rules of engagement in battles. It means that they showed mercy upon children, women, they respected the property and symbols of other faiths, and so on. Though there were some exceptions made by individuals, they're not angels too. Another claim is that Islam was spread by the sword. This propaganda was in the times of the Crusades, and its ambition was to discredit Islam and give it a barbaric and savage reputation. Another thing is the supposed forced conversions of conquered people. In fact, facts suggest that even upon Muslim victories, the generals offered the options of conversion to Islam, so there were no forced conversions. In the varying conquered lands during the Byzantine and Sasanian empires, Muslims were a small minority during the early Islamic reign, ranging between 10 to 20% of the population up until a century or two after the initial conquest. So that means that after the conquest, the Muslim people were minority, ranging from 10 to 20%. So how is that a forced conversion, right? In countries such as Iran and Egypt, Muslims, as a majority of the population, only came into being well into the 9th century, right? Another evidence that suggests Muslims did not colonize lands is that there were no extraction of resources from the conquered lands, right? So they didn't extract anything in order to ship it off to Mecca or Medina. In fact, trade and commerce in the Islamic territories blossomed further during the Islamic reign.